Today I want to talk about the concept of being a simp. What it means, why it's not a good thing to be, and my experience of, in the past, maybe doing things that could be seen as being a simp. So what does being a simp mean? I think the best way to put it would be being a guy who goes kinda overboard trying to get attention or affection from a woman, which is a very prominent thing nowadays, and the proof is in the pudding. Why do you think OF exists and is thriving? Why do you think these girls on Instagram have all these followers and men online giving all this money to girls that don't even know they exist, they'll never meet, and girls that would just laugh in their face, honestly? I think the internet is not entirely, but largely to blame for men being simps, just because these women can put themselves out there and broadcast themselves, and it's there for men to see. So simping online, very big thing, I would say, but I believe it's all kind of spilled over into the real world. What made me think about this was the other day I got an ad on Snapchat from a random girl. I don't even really use Snapchat that much, but I saw it and I checked it out, and that led me to my quick ad section where it will suggest a bunch of accounts for you, like to add, and I looked at one, and it was this girl. I didn't even really look at her pictures, but her bio said, if you ask me what are you doing or how I'm doing, or you ask something that you can answer yourself, you will not get a response. And I was just kind of like, what? That's pretty disrespectful, but I kind of know why that is. That girl definitely got that attitude by seeing men being simps, whether it's online, to her. I mean, a lot of men, you'll hear how, like, girls don't, they're not too interested in them, but they'll just keep hitting them up and they won't quit. And it's one thing to be consistent, but if a girl isn't interested and the signs are there, you've got to know when to quit. But if this girl knows that all these men are going to hit her up, then she can say something like that. She's able to say, don't ask me this or you're not getting a response. Like, no guy would ever have that in his bio. It's just that modern day dynamic of men chasing women. I feel like if you want a girl, attract them, don't chase. Make yourself better. Spend the time that you would spend chasing a girl into going to the gym, improving your health, like reading books, gaining knowledge, you know what I mean? It's not good to constantly chase girls, and, I feel like I would know, because I've done it before. Of course I have. We probably all have at one point, but it's something you've got to break off. Another massive reason for this is something I'm going to put in very broad terms, but it's basically corn. That's all I'll really say. It's out there. A lot of people consume it. I don't think you should. I think it ruins people. I think it ruins lives, and I think it ruins your mind. It's a drug. It's a hard drug, and no one can convince me otherwise. I don't want to talk too much about that at all, but one of my favorite YouTubers, his name's Raw Double B. Probably like 2 weeks ago, he made a video about it. I would definitely suggest checking it out. He makes a lot of good points, but I don't want to get too in-depth on all that. But I really do believe it's an evil, and anyone is much better off without it. And I think it's also to blame for men, kind of being the way they are towards women. So how have I been a simp? What are my simping experiences? Well, years ago, I was with this girl. We were together for a while, and then one day we broke up. And in a situation that I should have stepped away from, left alone, I didn't. This girl, I have nothing bad to say about her. From an outside perspective, to a lot of people, she did something, like, very wrong to me, which I'm not saying is true or not true, but admittedly, I wasn't the best person I could be. I did things that I'm not proud of. Everybody makes mistakes. I haven't talked to this girl in years, but she'll always be special somewhat to me. I'll never forget her for the rest of my life. But anyway, we broke up, and instead of leaving and trying to better myself and learn from it all, I just didn't want to. I kept talking to her, and, I could tell you an hour-long story about all this, but honestly, I'm not doing it for free. When I'm monetized, I will. I'm not going to tell it for free. That's just how it is. And she had done things that would have made it impossible for us to be together again. And I knew it, but I didn't want to accept it. and I kept talking to her every day. And even though every day she would say, like, we can't be together, this and that, I just wouldn't accept it. Obviously, breakups are one of the hardest things in the world. It's not easy for anybody at all. But I kind of held on to it too much, and it all kind of blew up. Instead of spending my time doing things for myself, making myself better, I chased her. And, that's time I lost. And I could have been doing good things for myself. But in hindsight, now I know, right? Like, that, it was a bad thing at the time, but it's something I learned from. It taught me not to be a simp. And it taught me a lot of other things too. But good will never come from chasing a girl like that. But after all that happened, it taught me to approach women differently, to approach situations with women differently. And, if the signs are there that things aren't going to work out, this girl isn't too interested in you, she doesn't want to be with you, you've got to leave it alone. For men, it's very easy now to put women on a pedestal, and it's just not how it should be. Men and women are equal. And I feel like this dynamic now is that men have to, chase these women and go after them, and it just shouldn't be like that. It's unnatural, honestly, and I think it's because of everything I talked about, the internet and these standards now. But I don't think that's the way it was supposed to work out. Men making fools of themselves by donating to these women, it's pathetic, honestly. Within the past couple years, I've had kind of situations with different girls, and none of them have really turned into anything. And when the signs were there, I accepted them. There have been girls that I've gotten kind of close to, and maybe we're, about to take that next step, or so it seems, and we didn't. And looking back, in hindsight, everything happens for a reason. And I wouldn't want things to have happened any other way. But if a girl doesn't want you, or a girl's, breaking up with you, and the signs are there and you know it for a fact, but you don't want to accept it, leave. Get out. Accept it. Go work on yourself. Go make yourself better. Maybe you'll make her want you in the future. Don't take her back. But you get what I'm trying to say. The bottom line is that you should not spend your time chasing after women, doing everything for them. You should be spending that time on yourself. Because somebody who has worked on themselves, that's who's going to attract the women. Not the guy who will bend over backwards for a girl he doesn't even know, and, who will handle, or who will take disrespect. And no, you need to only care about yourself until you've found the right one to also care about. That's just how it is. And yeah, that is what I think about simping. It's a pretty crazy concept, but it's a real problem in the world now. It's unfortunate. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other, kind of ideals about simping. Leave a comment, leave a like, and yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.